Hey guys, as you can tell, I do have a different background. I'm finally done with finals. I'm back home in Arlington for a whole entire month and a half. Oh my god. Oh, that's a big mess. Okay. So this month, while I am home, I will get to film every single day. I will have a video up 6 or 7 times a week, just depending on how busy Sundays are and how much I'm working, but I really am going to try to have at least 5 videos up a week for you guys, and I'm so excited for all that. Finals started last Friday, but actually on Sunday, one of the students at Texas State was killed at one of the apartment complexes due to a robbery. Now, I'm not sure if he was actually a student of Texas State, but it still happened in my community in St. Marcus. It still affects us. This is about the 8th or 9th robbery that has happened on campus, and not to mention that there was a gun pulled on campus a month ago, and the past semesters there's been so much going on, and this happens at every single college campus so many times, and it's just so scary. Okay, the clock's done. So I really wanted to talk about living in fear today. As a college kid, you really don't expect to have so much fear. Going to college, you expect it to really be an exciting adventure, but you have fear of leaving home, leaving your friends, making new friends, getting involved, not failing a class, actually graduating, finding a spouse, finding a job once you graduate, and that's so much fear that's really built up. I didn't really realize it until this shooting happened, and I was scared to leave my apartment at 6 a.m. by myself because I'm a girl, and that's just how society is. I was scared walking to campus Monday through Thursday at 6:30 in the morning in the dark, half a mile from my car to get to campus on my own. I would pray to God, Lord, please protect me as I walk to McCoy, as I'm going to where I'm going. It's almost sad that we live in so much fear and we really don't even realize it. And when we live in fear, we're not honoring God because we're not living up to the full potential He has for us. And if we're living in fear and we're inside our own little bubble, we can't go and help those who He wants us to help, and we can't spread His love and His worship throughout the world if we're living in our confined little space because we're so scared of what's out in the real world. Philippians 4:27 says, "And give no opportunities to the devil," and that comes with fear. When we are fearful, we are sinning against God, and when we are worrisome and when we're anxious, we are telling God that our problems are bigger than He is, and He can do nothing for us, and that just leads us closer to the devil. And you know, like I said before, we need to pray the big prayers, not just the small ones. Pray for protection while you're walking to class. Pray for protection while you're in your car, driving to your job, as you're walking through the mall. So many times we forget that big casualties can happen no matter where we are at any time of the day. There is no point in living with fear because God's plan is there for a reason, and anytime something like this happens, as hard as it is and as sad as it is, it's for a reason. And one example I can think of is the OSU homecoming when a drunk driver just injured and hurt so many people, but it brought the community together, and it brought different colleges and universities together, and it really felt like, just as a country as a whole, just felt for that university because of what had happened. My dad told me last month, and this has really stuck with me, that while he was going through cancer and remission and all the treatments and all the surgeries and getting his teeth pulled and the tumor removed, he never had any fear. He said, "Lauren, I was not scared because I had God." And hearing that from somebody who was so sick and who could have died, it's such an eye-opener, and it's so amazing how somebody who has such great faith in the Lord doesn't live in fear. And I think it's so great that I have somebody like that to look up to. And you know, it's something for us to remember every single day. There's no need to live in fear because if we have God, there's no need. He will protect us. I think another thing that comes with fear is anger. The people affected at OSU, or the shootings at Virginia Tech, or the shootings at North Carolina, those families could have so much anger towards these people that hurt their families. But don't hold on to anger because God has already defeated the enemy, and now it's your turn to love those people, to love this situation, and just live unafraid and give all of your anxieties and worries and fear up to the Lord. He's there to take them. He's there for you to lean on Him in that time of need. And that's what Ephesians 6:10 talks about. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in his strength of his might. I mean, that's just so true. There's really no breaking that down. We just have to rejoice about the situation that we're put in at all times. And even though, like John 13:7 says, you may not know what I'm doing now, but someday you will. No, we may not understand why these casualties happen on college campuses, at elementary schools, at high schools, in malls, at movie theaters. But that is no reason to live in fear, because we can use all of that hatred and turn it into so much goodness, and we can just turn it around and turn it into love. I have a few prayer requests for us as we end today. Miss Carla Maxwell, her daughter and I graduated together. She is battling stage 4 colon cancer, and she has a blood infection right now, and it's not looking too great. And the Lord knows how to work miracles. His time, his timing, his timeline, his will is so much greater than ours. Just pray for the family. Pray for Miss Maxwell. Pray for Madeline and Olivia and her father. Just as they go through this time, Madeline has finals coming up, that's just a really hard time. Last year when my dad started going through chemo, I was going through finals, and I just completely bombed this semester, but I never dealt with anything even remotely close to this. So I just ask that we all lift her up in our prayers as we go through these next few days. And I will list all these schools, all the colleges that I have written down at the very end, along with the deaths that came with them. And I pray that all of us can just live without fear, and that we can just give it all up to God. If you would like to, you can leave any prayer requests you have down in the comment section below. I really want to pray over us as a family, and I just want everybody to go into the holiday season just with an open heart and a happy soul, and just give all your fears and anxieties up, because they're not worth it, and God has your back no matter what. So I will see you guys tomorrow, and again, I just ask that you please pray for the Maxwell family, and I really hope you got something out of this, and please share this video with somebody, or save it if you're ever feeling fearful. And I will list quite a few verses down below that go with this topic.